Hello everybody and welcome back to City Skylines Vanilla Let's Play series with me, TW1. We are back on the Let's Play series like I just said, and today we're going back to the island on the Mediterranean Sea. If you get that reference to that song, I do apologise, that will be stuck in your head for the rest of the day. It's a terrible 90s song. So yeah, we're going back to the island this episode. We're not doing anything with Farming Town or Forestry Town. And we are going to be filling in the dead space, just as you can see it to the right of the screen right now as we follow along with this boss, the nice dramatic camera. So let's come out of this camera mode and let's look at the area that I've just cleaned up. I've just deleted all the shrubbery, all of everything, all of the rocks and all of the bushes, because we're going in here today and I want to add a few special buildings in here. And I want to do a couple of things, but before I do that I need to think about traffic and I need to think about how I want to lay in these buildings. So what buildings do I want over here? Well, I want a train hub. That is, so yeah, I want a platform end station because I'm trying to work towards a building that I've never unlocked. So if I go into achievements, which is something I clearly can't do very well, and scroll down, and down, there is one that says build like 7 stations. No, I am a fool. I'm on the wrong thing. There's a building somewhere. There's a unique building. Let me find it. Hang on, let me find it. Okay, I found it, finally. I found it. It took me a while to find it eventually. Here it is. Construct 7 instances of multi-platform train stations to unlock the locomotive halls. Yeah, I'm still trying to unlock some of these unique buildings. I had a lot of these unlocked and then there was a patch that updated and it deleted a lot of these from your city. So, yeah, I want to unlock some of these again and try and get back to them. So, that is one that we can aim for as well. Public transport. 5,000 people weekly passengers. Yeah, so I need 7 instances of multi-platform train stations in my city if I want to unlock this. So it's gonna be a bit of a test, but I feel like here is a good spot for one of them, and there's a good reason why I want to put one of them in here, and that is because I want to put a football stadium in here. Now we have the option between the 4 teams from the DLC. You can also pick the non-DLC one, which is a blank. So you have Juventus Stadium, you have Stamford Bridge, which is Chelsea Football Club, you have the Camp Nou, which is Barcelona, and then you have the Parc des Princes, which is Paris Saint-Germain's football stadium. If you don't know, I am a Manchester United fan, so I won't be so I'm not really a fan of any of these football clubs. If I had to pick one, I will go for the British team. I will go for Stamford Bridge. So we need to find a nice space for Stamford Bridge to go in here, and which is quite a big building. And then also the multi-train end platform station is also quite a large building. I also in this section would like to put in some what is it called? So we've got whatever that industry, that commercial zone is called over there. So we've got some tourism. I would like to put in a little bit of leisure, because I'd like to put in a little bit of leisure in this area as well as some high density housing, because that is in the high demand at the moment and we can get a little bit of growth out of our city, and that'll be fine living next to a train station. I'm sure they'll be alright with that. A train station and a football pitch. So let's have a little think about what we want to do with the roads. Now, my initial plan was to run it off this one roundabout, and now that's an okay option, but there is a few issues with that. So this one roundabout is connected to the main road, and I'm just worried on match days that there's going to be an influx of a lot of traffic coming in here. I'm just having a little look for a space. There's no real space to run like a tram line to the ferry hub or anything, so we can't get traffic to be bypassed with another different type of public transport without deleting too much stuff. So a bus route from over here over to the football pitch will be the option. So yeah, what we need to do is we need to work out a way of just splitting up this traffic ever so slightly. And my thoughts would be is to change this from a roundabout to an oval about and put another roundabout in here. So I might have it connected to this, or I may have it not connected, and then all we're going to do is connect it to one side of the highway. I'm not sure I'm going to connect it to both sides, just so we can split the traffic slightly, not massively, and I will give them an off before the toll booth, I believe. That maybe we may move this toll booth and delete it. I'm not 100% sure. So let's speed montage me working out what I want to be doing with this road, and then we'll get into the working out of the building. So here we go, a little montage very quickly. So there we go then. I've tried to just squeeze in a junction that will slightly help out with this traffic. I know we are back to having a roundabout over here instead of a bridge over the top of this road to help out this like recycling plant and road maintenance depot over here as well. So yeah, it's not ideal and it doesn't look great. I wish I had Move It mod to clean it up a little bit, but I've played around with this for a good few 10 minutes now, so I just want to kind of just leave it alone now and just hopefully it'll work. That's the main point. I just want it to work, to be honest. So we're going to start pressing play so the game can start registering that it's here even before the whole before we adding in this stuff as well, because this junction will be used as a by road into this area anyway. So I want to see how busy it is before we start adding in the infrastructure. Talking about the infrastructure, let's start laying down the road setup for that. So we're going to start using some trees as well, because we want to try and add a little bit of land value to this area. We're trying to make a little bit more bang for our buck out of it when it comes to taxes. Very quickly, I'm just going to district all of this off. So let's just run a little district along. Oh, I don't want to take that. You can go back. You can have that back. What do I want? I want this up to there, all the way around, round the roundabout, over this road, on this roundabout, skim over here. We don't need this district anymore because we don't have tolls. So that's now a pointless district. That's not going to be doing anything for us. We'll incorporate all of that. So now we've got a good space. And let's upgrade to the size of that brush. Oh, and let's actually take the right one and not make a separate district like a melon just in case. And then we can decide what we want in this area. So this is going to be Autumn Park. I'm going to rename that to something Stamford Bridge, something Chelsea. Something Stamford Bridge, something Chelsea. I don't know. I'm going to name it London because that's where Chelsea is. So let's call it London as we can. And then we can work out what policies we want in this area because we are going to be building a couple of other different things in here. Like I said, I wanted some high density houses. Now, they're going to have some noisy stuff around them, which is going to slightly lower the, slightly lower the land value. That's the word, land value. Why did that word escape my mind? So we can go into city planning and we can try and boost up some of this a little bit by giving it high-tech housing. So that will help out with that. And we will happily boost outside connections as well because we're going to want a lot of tourism going over here. Let's look at tourism as well. Let's see if there's anything else we can ban. I don't want high-rises. I want some big buildings, but I don't want high-rises. We're going to do nothing for that. We may go out for leisure, so we get a hefty boost to the attractiveness and the entertainment value of our leisures. They are not going to be paying any taxes though, so we're going to take a hit on that. But the fact that I have $1 million in the bank and I haven't played around with the budgeting in a long time, I feel like we can take that one nice and easy. I could plug in free public transport. That may be something we do as well because we're going to want a lot of people taking public transport over here. So if it means having a cheap ride on a train over to a different area, I'm not going to be too upset about that. Let's make it nice and cheap for them so they can use that as well. And we'll give it free Wi-Fi in this area. Anything else? I don't think so. Prefer parks? No. We'll give a boost. We'll do recycling plastic. No, recycling plastic does nothing for us. That should be about it. Harsh prison sentence, because we don't want any police drama over here. And I'll put on recycling as well. So we'll have all of that. And I'll put on recreational, I can't say that word, use. Drugs, basically. Put on drugs. I know it's a trigger word for YouTube, but whatever. So yeah, that'll I think slightly reduce the crime rate, and it helps us with some tourism as well. So that is what we want as well. So this area is going to be our leisure area. So let's start working out what we want to be doing with these roads, which are going to be nice, these nice grass roads because they have higher land value. Let's think about how we want to be doing it because we need to be very, very careful. Because the traffic may be a little issue over here. So I'm thinking, what am I thinking? Let's go 2 blocks out and go down. And let's see if a football stadium can fit in this gap. If it can, I am happy and dandy and it's all good. Let's actually find the freaking right thing. Stamford Bridge, you fit in there. Lovely. Yes, that will do me. That will do me indeed. We could even squeeze that back a little bit further back. So I'm going to do that with a little one-way road because I can then do some nice stuff with buses. So let's squeeze that back ever so slightly. And we'll run that to there. And then Stamford Bridge can go on here and we can put some bus stops in that little inlet bit as well. So let's go back to Stamford Bridge. And that fits snug up against that road, up against that roundabout. And that is good use of that space. And we are good with that. I don't think I'm going to zone on this main road and try and give it a little bit of breathing space right here. And we need to think about the train. So I think with the train, what I'll probably do is I'll probably do another little one-way system right here. I want to make it even. I want to make it look a little bit even. So I'll probably make it a nice circle so the traffic can flow in a certain way. That should be the right length. That is the right length. And now the train station can go in here. Now, the only issue with the train station being like that is that it's pointing the wrong direction. I need it to be pointing the other direction. So we're going to have to change this setup somehow. How do we want to be changing that? Okay, let's have a little think. Let's get rid of this road, because we're not going to be needing that. So that is that little turnaround for Stamford Bridge. So it's like the Stamford Bridge little turnaround. We can even get rid of that and just have a nice square right there. See if we can fit a park in that gap. Can we fit a nice big park in that gap perfectly? If we can, I'll be happy. If we can't, unlucky. Well, unlucky for me, really. Oh, nothing's going to go in there, is it? Nothing's going to go in there. Alright, let me have a quick scan through these parks and see if I can fit one. Very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. I'm going to just make it a city park. That might be the better option, actually. Just make my own little park there. Oh, so like a little five-a-side pitch would be cool, wouldn't it? Oh, that makes sense. Let's put a little five-a-side pitch up against this wall. Up against this road right here. So it's like a part of the football club. Yeah, let's do that, and then we can put, like, I don't know, I may put a little park here as well, just to help out with that. What do I want to do with this road? How big is this train station? I could fit one of these, the multi-train stations like that. Do we want to do that? Because I would like to fit some sort of residence in this building, so I could smudge that over ever so slightly, couldn't we? We can move you slightly to the right. Yeah, you can drop a little bit to the right. We're going to do that, and then we're going to extend this road a little bit. Just making a split avenue, really. That's all that does. So if we then bring that out to there, so that fits up and that lines up perfectly in that gap. We then probably even bring you slightly closer to the stadium, so that looks like you fit a little bit better as well. You a football pitch? You look like a tennis court to me. You are a tennis court. That is not a football pitch, is it? Do I have a football pitch? That is a tennis court. Why did I think that was a football pitch? Why did I think that? What a weirdo I am. Tennis court. Do apologise. Tennis court, not a football pitch. Multi-train station, multi-train station. I'm going to break this, you know. I'm going to break this because I want the train station to... Oh, how do we do this? How do we do this? So I can build a tunnel from right here underneath. And then I can have the train station on this road slightly. So let's find the train station. And let's find it. Oh, you're not even going to fit in that gap. By about a smidge you won't fit in that gap. And we've got to think about the space for the tracks as well. So that's not going to happen. Is that enough space to get a track underneath and spun around, or underneath or above ground? That looks like enough gap to me, so we're going to do that, and then we will run this road, which will be the one-way system road. I could just leave that as a dead end, actually, couldn't I? Yeah, I could just have you as a dead end road, and all your job is for the football stadium and train station. That is going to be a lot of traffic on one little road, though. I need to be a little bit careful, because otherwise that's going to cause lots of issues for me, isn't it? Yes, it is. No, I'm going to keep that as a one-way road, because I'm going to force the traffic out of here in a certain way. So let's spin that round, and let's grab this and just sneak it around the edge of the train station. That does go around the edge of the train station. There is a subway right there. So we're going to go overground for the subway, and then we are going to dip down as short as we can, come underneath, yeah, and then we will hopefully come back up in time for this junction. Let's see if we can do it. We can, there we go. So that's how we're going to do the traffic for here. That should, in my opinion, solve a lot of the issues, and we've tried to just squeezed it in as much as we can. Maximise as much as we can as well for this area. That is enough room, in my opinion, that I can get all these tracks either underground or above ground, and then get them spun around or wherever they want to be going without too much. That is a mess that I've given myself in the future, but that is a mess I can deal with in the future. let me just very quickly zone this with some with a little shop, because this looks like it would be like a part of the Chelsea store shop, and right here I'll probably just have dezoned so nothing can go there. Could I go? No, I can't go underground earlier because I've got the subway, haven't I? Yes, I need to think about that subway or metro stop as well, which in the future we can link up to somewhere else as well, which is... So I quite like the multi-platform stations because they give you 6 train line options as well as an underground route. So that is good. So then let's think about zoning some sort of shops and residents. So I'm going to use one of these larger roads, drag him out there. So I then think we'll probably put the shops on this side of the road. Yeah, so we're just going to drag these, so you start there, so I can't go up to you, so I can go about as far as that, I believe, and that won't interfere with the track if I want. So if I want to run a track, you will not go up past that, so we need to go one further back, and then we definitely won't be interfering with that track at all. So there it is, 1, 2 back, and we definitely won't be interfering with that track if I just want to run it straight past. I can perfectly. I'm just going to draw that in as a reference for myself, so I know in the future don't mess around with that and don't play around with that. I could make the road go over it, I could link it all together, but that causes havoc for your trains and there's no need to do that. Unless you absolutely have to, but avoid it at all costs if you can. Let's draw in some more. It's going to be more of a grid styled setup over here, because we're trying to maximise this space and get lots of little shops and stuff in the area as we can. And then on this side we're going to do the same. I'm going to break this electrical line, I think. Yeah, let's break this electrical line. I quite like where it is, but I could probably replace it a little bit better. In fact, do I need it now? Because if you're running power over to here, I can then run power through to the city from over like that, can't I? And then you can be the thing that I use to stop zoning on that road. So that makes sense to me. So let's have the electrical lines there, so we can break all of these electrical lines and clean that up ever so slightly. Good, and then that gives us some more trees that I need to get rid of, because I don't want any trees in this area, because I want to decorate it and beautify it all on my own with no outside connections, if you know what I mean. Yes, I will be trying to hook up a lot of this stuff to this pathway so I can avoid as much traffic as I can. So I need to incorporate this stuff if I can. Let's go about as far as that. So yeah, and then we are just going to do zoning all the way up to there, and then there's a little gap there but I'm wasting, so let's try and utilise that if we can. Where would be the best space to go here? Oh, actually let's do that so it's one off the main road, and then when we either lay in a path here or a fence, I'm just going to quickly fence it off so I know not to zone on it. So when we fence this off, we can then give this main road all of the breathing space that it needs to help sort out the traffic, and the same for here as well. I'm not going to be zoning on this road, because if you zone on this road and it gets very busy, it's going to cause havoc, because cars will be trying to go into buildings on either side of the road. There's just no need for it. You may as well just limit that and don't allow that. I may keep the traffic lights. I don't like traffic lights in this game, but I may keep them on this one junction here. That is going to be too close to that though. We're going to put in all the buildings very quickly, and we are going to do... Oh, I forgot one thing. I have themes unlocked, so let's go into themes and try and make this look a little bit different. We're going to go for the modern city centre look, because... No, we're going to go... Yeah, let's go for the European style around this football stadium. And then we can save the city centre style for over in the city centre. Excuse me. Chatting rubbish. I'm still abandoning buildings in the industry. I've spotted this. It's happened a couple of times. I'm also losing a couple over in the forestry industry. Very, very small little businesses. Yeah, they just need a few more workers over here, really. But I don't think building up this area will particularly help over there. So we shall see, though. We shall see. So yeah, now we're going to put in some high density residential. We're going to get a lot of... let's just update this road. This is a graphical glitch. All you have to do is update the road with a different road type and then put it back to what it was. And it will give you zoning back graphically. Otherwise the game can play around and mess it up for you. Can I fit a path in there? If I can fit a path in there, I'm going to be a very, very happy little bunny. Because that is a great little spot for a path. Oh, that is excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And then we can look at trying to hook up some of these other paths as well. How do we want to do that? Because I don't want to waste too much space when it comes to zoning. No, we can do that. Hook him up and we'll just run him through there. And that gives another connection to this bridge over the top of this main road. So people can get from one side to the other. I could, in theory, delete this crossing, which is here. Because I'm not sure I'm going to necessarily need it. Bring this path back slightly so it hooks up with this road. Do I want to do that though? I am going to run that through there as a little back alley around the cemetery. And I need to think about crossing over on this side of the road as well, because I don't want too much foot traffic interfering with the traffic if there is big waves of it. So we could do with just deleting that fence very quickly that I've put in as a reminder to myself, and then using this as the spot to get some traffic, get some foot traffic over the roads here. So we're not going to zone on this road because it just wouldn't be helpful really, because it would cause havoc with the train station. You want to keep this little lane right here nice and clear so the traffic can decide what it wants to be doing when it gets there. I may even upgrade that to a 3-lane road. Yeah, we will upgrade that to a 3-lane road because I feel like more traffic will be wanting to go right than left, and that right lane may get filled up very quickly. I wish I had an asymmetrical 3- and 2-lane road, but I do not in the vanilla game, which is a little bit of a shame. And then we can run some pathways round the back of here. You are not going to connect with you, are you? No, we'll do that. And then we can run that like that. Oh no, I don't want to. I try to not waste any zoning space over here if I can. So you are going to be going right slap bang up against that railway station. Don't worry, we'll be decorating up with fences and stuff so it doesn't look like it's that hazardous as it is. And then we can just run you around the back of here, connect you to that, and then try and connect you up to this bridge as we can. We can, but that is going to look weird. So I need to come off at a different spot so you're not connected. There we go. And then the pathways will not interfere with each other, because otherwise the game likes to make the pathways look a little bit odd. So people can walk about in this area. I just need to connect this over to somewhere where I'm happy for it to go. We will quickly run it over the top of this road and then drop it down. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah, we will do that. We'd have a little bit of foot traffic walking about, just not too much of it. So, and just, you've just got to think about where you want certain buildings to be attaching themselves to. So you don't really want too many houses locked onto this tiny little road, just in case the game decides to put, you know, 2 big buildings here with lots of people and lots of cars come out of both of these buildings at the same time. It may clog up these junctions a little bit. Talking of junctions, I need to work out which ones I want to be traffic lights, which ones I don't. So I just prefer you to be stop signs, you to be stop signs, and you are fine. I'm going to leave you as a stop sign at the moment. If traffic is an issue, I will turn you into a roundabout. No, not into a roundabout, into a traffic lights. But that should be alright. And now we can do the great thing of just pressing play. Just make sure I've logged in the right district when it comes to commercial. There we go. Let's click that in. Let's have even more policies and extra stuff over here. We're not worried about any of that. Should we do some housing stuff as well? Should we make these self-sufficient so they have less garbage and less whatever it's called? No, because they're going to be old buildings, so let's not make them self-sufficient. Let's make them look like they are struggling slightly. I have made them high-tech, but they're going to be high-tech European style, so let's see if that comes out well. Now we can press 3. I can go into a nice little camera mode, so we just watch this area grow up, and I'm going to be quiet and let the music play a little bit, so let's have a little look. Now it is all grown, it looks very beautiful, I'm very happy with it. I did forget water while I was in that mode. Oh my seriousness, that is a sliver, isn't it? That is an absolute sliver I've missed when it comes to water in that area. What a shame that is, unlucky for you guys that is. That has taken a lot of our residential demand away, which I'm very, very happy with. I quite like the look of these buildings, they fit in quite well. I'm not sure about the advertising boards on the side of your buildings, people, but sure. I'm not going to history lock these because I want to see what the top levels look like because I haven't seen that before. So I'm just going to leave them to grow as they will. I understand I've got the high-rise ban, so they won't get to level 5. Same for these shops, these little happy nightclubs and stuff. That is good. I just want to add one thing. So I'm going to turn you off because you're not actually in use yet. And you will be allowing inter-item trains when it happens. Where is the first game of the season? The 22nd of the 12th, 2035. So that is in a month, just on, a month and 18 days. Yeah, we will watch that first game in a clever little way. I'm going to show you that. It's going to be good fun. It's going to have some fun editing it in. So yeah, what do you think about this area so far? I do need a bus route, don't I? That would be handy, wouldn't it? Let's have a bus route. Let's have a bus route. Do we have a spare spot? Why are you going up that road? Are you not a one-way road? You aren't a one-way road. That's interesting. I made that by mistake. All of these are not one-way roads. Did I make all of these two-way roads by mistake? I did. What a silly sausage I am. Well, it's working, isn't it? It's not interfering with each other. I am going to change it, though, just because I can. You can go back to being one-way roads. You're meant to be a one-way road as well. Are you all... Yeah, you've all lost your one-way roadness. Ah, I am a fool. I didn't know I'd done that by mistake. What silly me that is. Yeah, silly me. So now I can add, I believe there is one spare spot on here that I can use as my bus line. Yeah, there is. Here it is. So we can use you as the bus point in. They should now all come into their designated lane and then go out, all out of this one lane. It's going to be quite a busy one lane, but that should be fine. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to run this bus stop all the way over to the front of the football stadium over here. And then back, and that's it. That is all we're going to do for this bus lane, because I don't want, I don't need it to be picking up anyone else. And then we're just going to rename it football line. There we go. I may change it to, and then we can make. I would like to make it blue for Stamford Bridge, so we'll change it blue. And I have no other blue lines over here, do I? No dark blue lines anyway. So there. Chelsea Football Club now has their own dedicated line as well, so a lot of these people are already queuing up for the bus. Let's see how many quick buses it fires out on this line. Let's see if it's going to overwhelm it. 5. Am I going to need 5? I don't think so. I'm going to go with 3. I like the foot traffic. The foot traffic makes me happy when I see that. I love to see lots and lots of people walking about in my city. It helps with the traffic a lot. You are now empty. You have now finally emptied, so I can now tell you to start taking in some people instead of getting rid of them. I had to get rid of some because it was getting full. And it was bad for the island, really. So, yeah. Oh, well, I'm really happy with the way this has gone so far. In the next episode, we will be beautifying this up. I may also be connecting this to the train station over here to help Farming Town out. That is going to be a doozy because that is one hell of a train line that I'm going to want to curve underneath the highway, bring back through, because I want to be buying this square soon, because there is oil here in the ground and I want to be tapping into it in a future episode very shortly as well. So we'll see how that goes. I have no idea how long I've been recording, so I'm going to leave it with a couple of little cinematic cuts, and I will call this the end of the episode. Thank you very much for watching. I have been TW1, this has been City Skylines. The football club is in, Chelsea Football Club is now on the island. We now have a train station and we have some tourism, some leisure as well to entertain our people with, including these nice Victorian English styled housing which fit in very, very well, and I wish I'd used them a little bit more often. Probably over in Farmtown I wish I used them. Anyways, I haven't, so yeah, this has been the episode. Thank you very much for watching. I've been TW1, and as always, peace out.